Hello and welcome to P12 Operations Cascade. I'm going to do a bit of a whistle-stop tour through the slides. There are some videos that I won't play during the presentation, so if you can pop back and look at those, that would be great. So without further ado, the agenda for Tom's and District meetings. So first off is cash-free WSOB. I would suggest leaving this a good 20, potentially 30 minutes. You may get some questions and challenges. Cash banking, Barclays 5 minutes. Smart stock, which is just a quick video, 2 minutes. Cashback for you guys. Breaks, distribution network changes. Molson Coors heads up, which is just for Castle businesses. And free cycle. And then into the people section, a bit more detail on Harry recruitment app launch, the employee assistance program, and P&L game. So starting off with cash-free WSOB, your cash-free solutions will be going live throughout P13 this year, enabling the business to move completely away from the use of petty cash ready for the new financial year. There is a big amount of cash associated with this in terms of Ignite 2 savings-wise. And as a business, we must all be smarter about how we spend money. It will require everybody to look at every penny they spend as if it were their own, and the new solutions will provide better alternatives for local purchases and create greater value for money to grow the profits of your business. The rollout plan is bi-week to ensure that there's enough time to embed and understand each of the new solutions, rolling up into P2 week 1 when the intention is to turn off the current cash WSOB lines. So to start with, 13.1 is Serenity expenses system. 13.2 is when the Booker and Nisbets accounts will be distributed. Travel Cloud goes live in 13.3. And then full new operating policy and other purchasing routes guidelines in P13 week 4. You've then essentially got from when each one of those goes live until the end of period 1 2019 FY19 for everyone to get used to that, clear up your current setup and be ready for the new solutions. So first off, Serenity. This is supposed to be for small local purchases and mileage if you drive into a meeting or a training course. The expenses app will be available to all salaried members of management team. And the main purpose of the app is to claim small personal expenses, so travel, and however there will be other categories for emergency expense claim and smaller local expense claims. So for example, if your booker is 20 minutes away and you've run out of milk, you can go and purchase milk and put it through your Serenity account and get RBM approval and receive the cash back into your account. We are suggesting that if there ever are any of these purchases, you should get RBM pre-approval first, so at least a phone call, text message, email, however you work as a district. Get that pre-approval so there's no surprises when that reportage comes through the following week. You'll only create an account when you need to, so you don't need to go live immediately if you don't need to claim any expenses. If you don't claim anything until P13 week 4, then set your account up then. That will help the guys centrally who are setting the accounts up for you just to be able to do that at the right pace. All expenses are prepaid by your own credit debit card, and once your RBM approves the expense, the funds will be returned direct to your bank. And this usually happens within 3 to 5 days. Fully depends on when that claim is processed and when it's approved by the RBM as well. So the rules: only expenses approved by your RBM should be claimed. If you do fail to do that, they could be rejected and you may not be reimbursed. So make sure you've had a conversation first and that the RBM is aware of those costs. Claims must be made correctly with copies of receipts uploaded. Correct dates and things like that should always be done, so just be really careful when you're processing those. When an employee leaves a business, their account will be closed each week. We'll clear those down, and also where people move from business to business, we'll transfer those on a weekly basis to the new business and to the new RBM approver. All claims should be submitted on a weekly basis as best practice, so try and do it as you would now with WSOB, just once a week do a clear down and put a claim through. However, they must be claimed within 4 weeks of the purchase to be valid. So Booker, this is for emergency food consumables purchases. The keyword there being emergency. This shouldn't be another supply route. This should be absolutely, you've been failed by breaks or someone's made a mistake on the order, and this should be real last option. Firstly, for consumables, you should be going through Trade Simple. If you need an overspend, you should be going through the overspend process with your RBM, not immediately going to Bookers. And it should only really be where you've got a red spot item that you need before your next consumables delivery from Brakes. And then the same goes for emergency food from Booker. You'll receive an account for Booker in P13 week 2. This is an account number. You go to your local Booker, you use that account number, and you go and buy the emergency purchases you need. That will be paid for centrally and transferred to your relevant P&L line, and that will be both food and consumables. Sites that are nearer to a Nisbets than a Booker will receive a Nisbets account as well, but again, this should only be for emergency purchases. And to reduce risk, when a manager leaves a business, a new account number will be created and the old account closed. So before you go to Booker or Nisbets, you should always get approval for the amount you need to spend and the reason from your RBM. So be that verbal, be it text, be it in writing. But you should always have that conversation up front to make sure you've got approval to spend that cash. The main thing here is we don't want you to use Booker and we don't want you to use Nisbets, because we want you to always have what you need through Brakes, and you should always challenge back where you're being shorted on deliveries, or particularly where there's stock that you can get from other suppliers that you can't get through Brakes. We should be getting those listed through our procurement teams. And Travel Cloud. New partners, Travel Cloud will be the sole solution for booking accommodation and public transport, so trains and flights. Every salaried employee will have an account created using their personal email from Mabel. And Travel Cloud works like Expedia, so you could search for a hotel in Cardiff for the dates that you want and find the best rate that you can on the dates that you need. We would ask that you always use Innkeeper's Lodge where they are, because that obviously cash comes back into our business. And whenever you stay at Fleet Street at the RSC, please always use the IBIS where the availability is there. All travel and hotels must be within policy and should be agreed with your RBM before booking. Only business travel and accommodation should be booked. All bookings should be made as far in advance as possible to ensure you get the benefit of the best possible rates. And any abuse of the travel policy may result in the suspension of an account, and leavers' accounts will be removed weekly, assuming they've been processed in PeopleNet, and employees moving businesses will have their accounts moved to their new business and RBM approver on a weekly basis also. The best thing for you guys for Travel Cloud is this doesn't cost you any money up front, gets paid centrally, journaled to your P&L, and so should be a big saving from current policy, which is using your own funds and claiming back through the WSOB. And then finally, there's lots of other local purchases, some relatively weird and wonderful things that need to be purchased every now and then, and so there'll always be some advice. If you call the fives, they'll be able to advise whether we've got a central supplier or the best route to pay for those things. But again, this must be approved through the RBM and must be a legitimate business purchase. And then, as you know, Event UK is the main payment bureau for all of our entertainers and central entertainer suppliers. So during P13 week 4, you'll have a full new cash ops policy, and you'll be able to see exactly what you are and aren't allowed to claim as legitimate business transactions. So we know that change can be difficult. However, many of these new solutions used properly will provide you a slicker service, greater value for money, and a genuine alternative to spending petty cash. For each week of the rollout, there'll be an M&B apps task with all the information you need and training support for the new solutions. There are many benefits to this change in our way of working. Slicker solutions for you, direct central payment and P&L transfer, greater transparency on purchases and transactions. There'll be a report to RBMs every week with the transactional detail of what gets purchased from all of these suppliers. Greater value for money by working with new business partners. Clearer taxation for accounting and potential savings on our company tax bill. And accounts available to and managed by individual salaried employees, removing all of the workload from the general manager. However, there is no hiding from the fact that this is a shift in our culture and approach to local expenditure, and is designed for the business to save a large amount of cost by increasing value for money, removing fraud and eliminating unnecessary purchases. This is very much about saving money and being smarter with what we spend, and there is an associated expectation of what we will save in the next financial year. So please make sure you're looking at every purchase and questioning yourself as to whether it needs to be made. Moving on to cash banking at Barclays. So the change of cash banking supplier, as of October the 1st, 2018, any banking through post office will cease, and all cash banking from this day forwards will be with Barclays Bank. This includes change purchases. Our current provider Santander, through the post office, passed on significant cost increases to M&B in FY18. Switching to Barclays enables us to achieve significantly more competitive rates on the 1 billion cash banking that goes through our business to achieve a larger commercial saving. This switch of banking supplier may also help us to unlock further potential savings in the future, and they'll be communicated to you as and when those decisions are made. So what will actually change for you? Where you would normally visit your local post office to purchase change or deposit money, you will now do this at your nearest branch of Barclays Bank. You'll all receive new paying in books to use, and you'll be informed as to what you need to do with old paying in books closer to the time. You'll also receive new contact details for change orders. Some businesses will move to a carrier only G4S option where the nearest Barclays is deemed too far to travel, and your ops directors have got these lists of changes, so if you speak to them they'll be able to show by site what the plan is. So sites will fall into one of three categories. So cash banking and change at a Barclays branch instead of the post office. Your existing G4S collections will remain unchanged apart from using a new paying in book, so fairly straightforward for those guys. Sites currently on full G4S for banking and change will remain so, but will use a new paying in book. And where the nearest branch of Barclays is too far away, you will move to a G4S banking collection and change order service, so further details will be communicated to you directly nearer the time. You will receive details of the change for your business on September the 3rd with full details of the change for you, and that will be on an M&B apps task or via direct email, depending on which one of those groups you fall into. And so the action, October the 1st, switch over date from post office to Barclays. New paying in books delivered to all sites, and that will be in the last 2 weeks of September. Detailed communication to all sites and M&B apps from Monday the 3rd of September, and then go live date to move to new paying in books and change service on 1st of October. So it's really critical. Anyone who does any banking in your business, make sure that they're aware of this change, and have a conversation between yourselves, RBM, OD, in terms of those specific site level changes. If there are any real challenges with the decisions made by site, then the ops director will need to go back to Toby Hunt in the banking team to discuss what those issues may be. Moving on to Smart Stock. Smart Stock is our new evolving SWS system, moving through from remote counting, coming in the next couple of periods, into full automated order in the next calendar year. This is a very quick video. Just click on the Smart Stock banner there, and that will take you through the video and just give you a bit of a flavour as to what's coming. I won't play it now. And so cashback. Following the recent removal of ATMs in some of our sites by the supplier, we're introducing a cashback service. To ensure our guests still have access to cash, a cashback facility will be introduced into all businesses. So what do you need to know? Cashback will only be available where a chip and PIN debit card is being used and not credit card or contactless payments. If a card fails to read the chip, under no circumstances should cashback be given. If there is a zonal system failure, then venues are not permitted to process through a manual card swipe or offer cashback. Front of house server to print out a receipt detailing the cashback amount. The guest will need to initial the receipt to confirm the receipt of the cash. The server must also initial the EFT slip, which is kept on site for audit purposes. The maximum amount of cashback is £50. There is no minimum amount of cashback, and there is no minimum spend to give cashback, but cashback can only be offered whilst making a purchase. So there's a couple of training shorts, hints and tips there. If you can share those with your management teams, and then we'll have some further information for you for your businesses. So the aim is to roll out the cashback facility to City Division mid to late August. You'll be notified of your go live date via Frontline Comms once agreed with Zonal. So start briefing your teams using these slides and the attachments. Ensure all teams have read the training shorts and hints and tips, and look out for further communication on MMB apps for the go live date as and when that gets confirmed. Any concerns, issue with this, then Dawn Clark is your contact. Brakes distribution network changes. Following an extensive review of our food distribution contract, we have concluded on negotiations with Brakes to retain the distribution of food across our entire estate for the next 4.5 years. So what are the key benefits of the new contract of MMB? This deal will deliver multi-million-pound saving across the life of the contract as we unlock transport and distribution improvements through operating in a more efficient manner. A platform to improve the availability of the food products which are delivered to you, as we will have greater agility to move stock around our network where we have spikes in demand. So great news here is with the additional supply routes and distribution centres within the network, those slower moving products should be spread out wider across the estate, and you should have a lot less stock outs as a result. So what are the key changes to unlock these benefits? In order to unlock the operational benefits of the new deal, we've agreed with Brakes to move to their Velocity network. This is a network which they already run for all of their customers, and in effect we are the last, albeit their largest customer, to move into Velocity. Where will we need your support with this? We realise this is a significant level of change for MAB and would not have entered into this if there was not a significant financial reward to back this up. Whilst we will try and minimise changes to delivery schedules, it is inevitable with this scale of change that there will be a large change to delivery windows than we have seen in the past, and we will need you to be flexible and open to these changes. We will still be protecting and not delivering all the times of peak service. However, unless there are delivery restrictions or opening hour limitations as to why Brakes cannot deliver at a certain time, you will need to be open to changes. You will receive communications direct over the coming months for the changes that impact you. The new food distribution network is already underway, and the key milestones you should be aware of are as follows. So schedule changes communicated to RBMs to feedback to any sites P12 and 13 as soon as those details are known. Central distribution for slow moving lines feeding current 4 picking sites from August the 20th. And then we've got several new depots opening through the 5th, 6th and 7th depots you can see there and read through that detail. And then just for castle businesses, there's a draft product change. So if you're not in a castle and you listen to this, you can skip forward a little bit. So a new deal has been reached with one of our brewers, Molson Coors, which delivers cost benefits for our business. As part of the new agreement, the following draft range changes will be implemented across your brand. So the products to be replaced, or products to be installed are Prava, and products to be replaced are Kozel and Amstel. So Prava will be introduced alongside Amstel at the entry level price point, and in Metropolitan High Rollers, Amstel will be replaced by Prava and Kozel will be replaced with another established world lager. And then Aspel Cider will replace Orchard Pig Reveller. Why? The changes will strengthen the draft range by increasing margin opportunity and introducing new guests, and they also essential to ensuring Mitchells and Butlers can secure improved commercial terms. There is currently no immediate action that needs to be taken. You'll be notified over the coming weeks of the detailed installation plan, timings and actions that need to be taken to ensure a smooth product changeover, and it's expected that these changes will take place by the end of November, so over the next couple of months. Free Cycle. Free Cycle is a new swap and share with MAB free cycle system. It's basically like eBay but for free, so this is a great new application that we've created for you to view and request surplus company items. For example, you'll be able to request furniture that has been left over from conversion projects. What you need to know, as well as there being centrally uploaded items, you will have access to this yourself. So if you've got some old bits and pieces you don't need but think another business might find them useful, then you can get them uploaded. RBMs will also have access, so you can have a look around if you're looking for extra tables and chairs. You'll be able to access this through MMB apps. It will also be available to use on your mobile devices, which will make it easier to upload your items. You will receive an MMB apps task brief with the information you need on 20th of August, and queries are to be sent to freecycle@mbplc.com. Why? No budget for extra chairs, no remodel due soon, then this app is what you need. In light of not being wasteful, this is a great solution to help share spare and unwanted items across the business. So if you need to clear out that room upstairs, or you need to clear out the backyard and you've got things that you think someone else might need and you don't, before you go and order a skip, think about uploading it on here and getting another GM to make full use of it. So key dates, MV Apps task including support documents on the 20th of August, and then access to free Cycle app will go live on the 27th of August. And there's an email at the bottom there for Simon Wicks if you need any support on the new system. So summary, begin using the Serenity app in 13.1, Bookers and Nisbets in 13.2, Travel Cloud in 13.3, Cash Banking changes from P1 week 1. Agree lead RBMs for everybody sells, which is something that's your ODs are doing through their division execs, and then ensure you and your team are briefed on cashback and have read the training shorts at some point between 12.3 and 12.4 when you get that further information. Going into the people slides, I'm going to skim through these because they're mainly heads up, but also I don't have the full details, so have a good read of them. You've had a heads up on Harry before. This is a little bit more detail on Harry, and there's a quick video on this page. I'm not going to play it, but it's only 40 seconds long. Let's have a quick look at that. And then the key thing around the actions. So P12 week 3 and 4, the Harry logon will be available, so you can go in and enter your business email address in the bun number at mbplc.com format and click reset. You'll receive an email from Harry with a link to reset your password. Then you can visit Mabel and complete the management team recruitment star course to help get you set up for success. P12 week 4, you can go on the system, familiarise yourself with Harry, watch the tutorial videos on Mabel, review the user guides, read the FAQs, and anybody responsible for recruitment in your business should complete this star course to make sure they're fully up to speed. And then 13.1, no current adverts from MTV will be automatically transferred to Harry, so please ensure that you post any current vacancies onto Harry you still wish to be live as soon as possible. And then 13.4, My Team vacancies will be fully deactivated. There's no action required from you apart from obviously now full use of Harry for all of your recruitment needs. And here's some of the key support available to you during that changeover to Harry. Profitability, so this is a new P&L game. This is industry leading, one of the first things that one of the first businesses that has gone down this road. So Profitability is our brand new P&L training game. This game gives our new and developing managers the chance to run their own virtual pub over a financial year. The game presents the player with a number of business challenges, with each decision they make impacting the profitability of their virtual business. There's a quick video for you to watch there. What will I learn? The definitions of each line and section of the P&L, how to interrogate the P&L document, how to spot and troubleshoot issues shown in the P&L, how business decisions can influence profitability. What does the game replace? The game replaces face-to-face P&L training for new GMs and internal AMs progressing to GM. The game is also incorporated the new AM/KM development program. So how do you access? The game will be downloaded straight to the desktop of your business laptop on Tuesday 28th of August. For the game to successfully download, you'll need to have your laptops on and plugged in. However, if that's the following day, it will still go through. Basically, after that time, as soon as your laptop's on, it'll get downloaded and be on your system. So what do you need to do once you've finished the game? As soon as you complete the game, an end of game report will be generated. This report shows you your end of financial year P&L, the optimum P&L you could have achieved, and provides tailored feedback on each of the business challenges. Once you have this report, head over to the Mabel course page Profitability, upload your report score and complete the learnings and reflections P&L action plan. Where can I go for further information? You'll find handy how-to guides and useful resources on the Mabel course page. Search for Profitability, Unlocking P&L Potential in Find Learning. And then some further actions in the table below. New Employee Assistance Program launches in P12 week 4. So we're launching a new Employee Assistance Program with a licensed trade charity. This new approach offers financial advice, health support, housing resolution and education guidance in the form of 3 resource tiers. So website, telephone helpline and direct support. Watch this short video to learn more about the employee assistance video. It's a good little video. Have a quick watch of that and it will just explain exactly what the service is about. So the new service takes a more holistic approach to supporting our employees and their families and further fulfils our duty of care towards those who work for us. From monetary grants to telephone counselling, we now have a wider scheme delivered by a provider who is an expert in the hospitality field. Please introduce and play the video at district meetings and team meetings. Packs will be posted to site where general managers are to display posters in team areas to make sure that every team has access to this great resource. And the website details and the helpline at the bottom of the page there. So that's it for your Cascade. I know there's a lot to take in there, and that was just a whistle-stop tour from me. Have a read through. As always, if you've got any questions, fire them over to me or Frontline Comms and we'll help you with any of the answers. And so just a summary of what next through on that final slide. Thanks for listening.